Welcome back to
You
BVarsity
didn't win
Live.
those.
What?
You didn't win those.
Could I at least get 2 words out before you interrupt me?
No, because I
we're
want
gonna go
people to
there
know
already.
you didn't win those.
We're gonna go there already. Okay. Well, this is some hardware we have from the Kern County Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. Kern County High School All-Star Basketball game this weekend, Saturday afternoon and evening at Centennial. We have Stan Green in the house, the Director of School Support Services for the KHSD. Stan, my man, you brought me some goodies here.
Hot off the press. As you said, Kern Schools, I cannot thank them enough for what they've done for the projects that we've taken on in the high school district. Michael George from Kern Schools is, what do you need? What can I do? And so cool. I just picked these up. These are uniforms for the boys and girls. This happens to be the boys' teams. And he helped pay for these. And then Raymond's Trophies and Awards sponsored all the trophies for the game. And this is 3 of, I think we have 8 or 9. I couldn't carry that many.
Yeah. What? Come on.
I know.
You got to tape them to your arm or tie them or something. This is for the defensive player of the game, I see. And I assume there'll be one for boys and one for girls on that.
Yes.
3-point shooting competition. This happens to be the girls' trophy, I think.
Yeah, the ponytail.
Yeah.
That's how I didn't know that. They had to point that out.
That'd be the only way. And then this is for one of the game's MVPs, the nice big one. So it's kind of a cool deal, Stanley. I know you talked about it with us in the fall, but just refresh our memories of what was the genesis of this idea? How did it come about?
You know, when Brian Schaefer took over as assistant or as superintendent, and then Brenda Lewis took over as my boss, assistant superintendent of instruction, I met with them in the fall, and Brenda Lewis said, hey, what do you want to do? And I said, well, here's some ideas that I have. And she said, do it. Go for it. And so I've just had incredible support from them. And, lucky we have Kern Schools, and we have a whole bunch of other sponsors for this. But really the genesis of it was I kind of got turned loose and got the green light on what do you want to do? And, it started with the Peak Awards 5 years ago and the volleyball game this fall and then now basketball. And we'll see where we go after this.
And here we are, 2 days away from the game. It's an idea that was born a long time ago, and it's got to feel pretty cool for you. It's almost like you're the proud father of this game, and here we go.
Well, I mean, I would love to think I invented all the All-Star games, but yeah, you're right. I do feel good about it. I feel that we've got 12, 13 coaches that have bought in. We have Tom Myers as an announcer from Farmers. He's bought in. The sponsors, Moro Quintana Land, Mike's Fencing, Pavlitich Electric, Communications and Solar. We've had a lot of people that got behind it. So I am really proud about that. I'm proud that we were able to bring all these people together.
It's a community event. And that's what it has been. And by the way, it's not just Kern High School District. You have Garces, Bakersfield Christian players involved as well.
Kern Valley.
Kern Valley's Kern High School District. But yeah, it's all over the county, really. You've got players. Did Wasco, Taft, Hatchby have some of those in as well?
Well, the charge to the coaches, it was held at the SYC meeting, which is the 17 teams that make up predominant amount of the schools here.
Three main leagues, three big school leagues.
Yeah, the charge to them was, if there's a kid out there that's deserving, put them on the team. Mm-hmm. And if we had invited some kids. I haven't looked at the roster in about a week or two.
I've got a copy here somewhere.
But we've invited kids from all over, and we're really excited about that. We're excited to give these guys an opportunity for one last time on the court.
Good to see Dathan Towns from Bakersfield Christian on that. That was one of the guys that, was a late ad for you, and so it's good to see them.
Well, he's going to be in the slam dunk competition, right? I would think.
No, he is not. Actually, what you said, you have Braylon Scott from Liberty, obviously. Jared Matthews from BHS, Lamont Jones out of East. God, tall, lanky kid, man. That kid can get up. And then it looks like hopefully Isaiah Johnson at Hatchby.
So, well, that's only a partial list there.
Yeah, right.
Partial.
So you know it's a good slam dunk competition if Dathan Towns isn't even one of the first 5 names. That's pretty good.
I'm calling out Sheldon Croney for this also.
In all their defense, there may be more. This was the preliminary list that was sent. A.J. Sharon from Liberty's been a great help to me in this project,
We don't know who he is.
Yeah, I forget. I can't remember what he is. He's got a lot of shoes. I know that.
He was in Be Life magazine last month. In my closet feature, which is about the most perfect thing for AJ. And the funny thing about that is he was on our show about a month ago, and during one of the commercial breaks, he says, "Hey, you know that in my closet feature? How do I get in that thing?" And our assistant editor for Bakersfield Life happened to be standing outside the studio, and Lewis kind of poked him and said, "Hey, this is your man right here." And so that happened rather quickly. We knew we had to get AJ in there. Our schedule for this weekend, Stan, 4 o'clock is the girls' game. Then after that, so probably 5:30ish, we'll have the slam dunk 3-point competitions, right?
Correct.
And then the boys' game is at 7.
Yeah, we're hoping 7. It might end up being a little bit later.
7:15,
yeah, it probably depends how many kids enter the 3-point competition and how the dunk competition goes.
So I got to bring my laptop to hit deadline.
It's a free-flowing evening. That is for sure. And for a lot of kids, I mean, a lot of these guys are going to go on and play basketball, but some of them are going to go on and play football. It could be the last time they put on a basketball uniform. I mean, it's kind of a special thing for the kids too.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited on how the uniforms turned out, and that each kid is, because of the generosity of the sponsors, each kid is going to get to keep their uniform.
Oh, very cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, not that you could do a whole lot with a yellow crony jersey after he left anyway.
True. Well, that's how their names got on there,
keepsake.
was once the sponsor came up with that amount of money. The other sponsor, too, that I need to mention was the Southern San Joaquin Valley Officials Association. The basketball unit donated a significant amount of money for this, and they were kind of the driving force behind, hey, what can we do to help you make this happen?
So you have volleyball in December, an all-star game. Yeah. You have basketball here in March. We have the Arena Bowl for football coming up in April. Any other sports you're thinking of? I'd like to see an all-star game for that.
Well, to be honest, we had soccer on it, and it just kind of fell apart because of club soccer with all the tournaments.
It's always tough, yeah.
And so we just felt like we needed to pull the plug on soccer. We're really interested in baseball and softball. I know that I think George. I think George Monsieur ran a baseball one.
George Culver and John Monsieur,
sorry.
And John Monsieur. I think that's But they have run Kern County All Stars against, for a while it was Santa Clarita Valley All Stars, and then last year I want to say it was from the San Luis Obispo area, the coastal area All Stars, and they bring in a team from out of town to play the Kern County team out at BC, which is always a cool.
Exactly, and the last thing we want to do is step on their toes. I mean, those guys have been a tremendous impact in this community, and so we'll probably hold off on that and see if they still do it. Obviously, if they contact us, said, "Hey, we don't want to do it anymore," we would assist and take it over. I'm a football guy. At some point, I'd like to do football, but you have the Arena Bowl, and they've kind of created their little niche, and they do a great job.
The Arena Bowl is something else, and that's something that we're going to be increasingly turning our attention to. Yes. We're about a month away from that. And that's always a lot of fun to watch. And some of these guys, Sheldon Croney, I keep thinking of him because his jersey's in front of us here, but he's going to be in the Arena Bowl too. We'll be playing football at Iowa State. God rest their souls for basketball.
Was that Trevor's pick? Is that who that was? Oh, here we go. We'll give you another one to think about. There. Make you feel better.
Braylon Scott. There we go.
Colorado State got snubbed out of the NCAA tournament and then laid an egg in the NIT last night.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good couple of days for schools.
I didn't do that, Stan. Don't look at me like that.
But that's,
I'm looking over. Hold on.
I figured you were in the NIT tournament.
I'm looking over the rosters right now, and I'm trying to figure out who I give the edge to. And I look at what you would presume to be the starting 5, and I look at Team 1. You've got Trey Armstrong from Golden Valley. I would figure at the 1.
I'm going Team 2.
And then I'm going
not because of Trey. Hold on. No, I know. I've seen the roster. So.
And then you look at him. You look at Lamont Jones, a good post player. Jonah Broom, another good guard for West. And then you've got Robbie Purdy that basically plays every possession for Stockdale in there. And then Braylon Scott on Team 1, being coached by A.J. Sharon out of Liberty, David Gago out of Golden Valley, and Albert Watkins out of Highland. But you look at Team 2, and loaded with Isaiah Johnson out of Tehachapi, Tucker in Innenberg.
And again, Berg.
Out of Stockdale, Tuckbuck. And then Sheldon's on that team. Jared Matthews out of BHS, who had a fantastic season for the Drillers. And then Dalton Gallus, a 3-sport guy for the Bronx up there from Kern Valley.
Now that I think about it, those teams are pretty even.
They're
actually.
really even.
I
might actually look at the bench players for Team 2 when you got guys like Christian Bouchard, 4.3 GPA, really good guard for West this year. Matt Layton, another great guard. Stephen Twist, a good 3-4 combo for North in there. RJ Oliver he'll bang the boards there. But then you look Austin Torner from Golden Valley's over there. He'll get some time with his teammate Trey Armstrong.
That combination of Armstrong and Purdy is going to be electric for Team 1. Are we going to name the teams, by the way?
Sounds like he just called out Team 1 to me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Are we just going to call them red and yellow? I mean, are they just going to...
I know. Well, my creativity has really shown through on the team names, right? 1, 2.
Team 1, Team 2.
AB, I don't know, yellow, red. Why don't you guys help judge the dunk contest? Are you coming?
I will not be there.
Okay.
But Trevor will.
Trevor, there you go. So Trevor's one of the judges now, and Team 1 has been called out by Trevor. Which we'll call it?
No, you said I called them out. I didn't actually call them out.
Which team is Crony on?
Crony's on Team 2.
That's Team 2. So red is Team 1.
You called out Team 1.
So we need to call them like
the Red Raiders,
like the Bluffs team and the River team or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that, or the. I mean, it's definitely not done geographically. It's random. So
good to see Milt Henderson coaching Team 2 with Matt Robles and Corey Ganaway out of North. So that'll be one final last hurrah for Milt after that long history at East.
Speaking of names, though, Stan, my annual beef to pick with you is the league names. Because the coaches, let me tell you this.
They don't even know.
The coaches call in scores and will say, what's your league record? And Trevor and I know the leagues pretty well, but the other guys who might take calls don't know them quite as well. And the coaches will say, we're 1-1 in the Southeast Yosemite. South Yosemite. They don't even know what the difference is anymore.
No. I got one better. The Southeast Yosemite League all league soccer team was sent to us as the SYL.
Okay. Yeah,
so we came up with some really good names, though. We just haven't been able to change them over yet.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you spill?
Sure. 1, 2, and 3.
That might be easy. That might be easier. No points for creativity, but points for simplicity. I like it.
No, you know what? Maybe we'll have a contest because we're in the middle of the cycle right now. So this is year 1, kind of in the middle of year 2.
Oh,
maybe when we go back and redo it, as Lewis comes in and takes a trophy.
Lewis just stole the trophy.
Maybe we could have some input from you guys. Come up
Lewis,
with some creative.
I like it.
Fun.
We will run a contest in the Californian where people can email in and vote, or on our Facebook page or whatever, and we can all share it together. And let's come up with some names because I feel like we get creative.
John Lewis wants you to switch cameras.
The only thing that gives me pause. That's a little disturbing.
Great. Yeah,
that's a little disturbing. The only thing that gives me pause here is that now the SWIL, as sort of the power league, has built up some history with some of the same teams in it, and so then you sort of get into okay, well, is that a league record or is that not a league record? Does the league history start over when you rename it? Does it? But you kind of have that problem already because an SEYL record, say, does not mean as much as maybe it did when BHS and Liberty and Garces were in the league every single year.
Right.
And now it's not. It's other schools, and so you sort of have that problem anyway. I don't know. That's long been my beef, though.
Well, and we've kind of headed that direction anyways as a section. Once we went to divisional playoffs, it's kind of changed a lot. There's even been discussion of how about a football-only league, or how about we do all the leagues by division.
That would be interesting.
And it
would make seeding easier.
Yeah. Well, and seeding's a whole nother issue.
Although seeding in Division 1 is mostly the same 2 leagues, and it still seems to get controversial every single sport. So who knows? Hey, we got to take a break. Our last break. We'll be back. Stan, you stick around for us?
Sure.
All right. We'll be back with more Stan Green here on BVarsity Live right after this.